Watch a Tuesday morning. Watch a Tuesday morning. I wonder if we should feel sorry for the promoters for that Cherry Hill event there. Turned into a Cherry Hill saga.
You said feel sorry for the
I
promoters.
said, I wonder
You wonder? Why
if
you
we should feel sorry. I mean,
Why you wondering?
You make your investment. You out there promoting your event heavy, and real hard, only for the event to just turn into a disaster.
You are a promoter. You have responsibilities. You are not a newcomer promoter. You're a promoter who has been in this business for a long time.
So you should know better.
You should know better. And this is not your first incident. It's not your second one.
Pampaluti.
So what? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know what route to take on this one.
All right. Let me go main road first, right? So there was an event at Cherry Hill, right? In between the event, something went wrong. The place was jam-packed. When I look at videos and pictures, oh my goodness me, ram-packed. I saw people at the front of the stage, can't move. Everybody else behind dancing, it was packed. So obviously the venue could only hold, the venue has a maximum capacity, right? I read somewhere that tickets were sold out, but people still got an opportunity to get on the inside. So the number of tickets you sell would obviously be directly proportional, that's the right mathematical term to use, to the number of people that could hold in your venue.
I think you should go straight back to the starting. When you're planning the party.
Right. So when you plan the party,
You
first,
check the venue.
okay, so they should know the venue.
You check the venue.
Uh-huh.
When you check the venue, you look how much people, the capacity that it could hold. Then you realize, okay, this place could only hold 500 people. You also have to put in place security measures.
Enough security for the people,
especially in a
there.
time like now, when persons are, we've been inside for a while. We don't know how to get out now.
Everybody was wild.
We're wild. As fireman would say, out the bush. We didn't have a party for a long time. So this is like one of the major events that is happening right now, over the weekend, of course. You have to consider all of that. You have to consider the security. You have to also, what I realize is it's not at many events, but there should be an ambulance at an event.
Ambulance.
Yeah.
Should be.
There should be, in case of an emergency, because you don't know what could happen. And I mean, I could get some licks for that, because we know the ambulances that we have is second-hand ambulances.
I don't even think that that's the reason you'll get licks. I just think, okay, so we really should put an ambulance next to people having nice time, and there might be other people who need the ambulance.
No, that's why we have more than one.
No, I will scale down from the ambulance and just put some health people.
I won't go down there. I won't go down that road. All I'm saying is that you're supposed to put certain first aid things in place.
Right, so first aid.
Yes, first aid.
A whole ambulance.
Something.
People who want to go out and wind up.
You never know what could happen, because this is what we do. We wait until something happens, and when it happens, now we
reactive.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you do all of that. Then you also have to follow the guidelines that were put in place by the Ministry of Health in regards to having a party. Because looking at those videos,
what guidelines?
I didn't see any mask. I didn't see anybody with any
mask. You
mask.
ever see anybody jump up and down at a fete in a mask?
Wait. Pause right there. If you notice underneath the flyer for the event, it said fully, all protocols will be fully in place.
Right. And it's okay if you don't wear a mask. You cannot go to a fete and wear a mask. The fully vaccinated events that we had last year, nobody was wearing masks.
Yes.
Or hardly anybody was wearing masks. If you go to a fete, it's understood. Okay, it's fully vaccinated. You could go and not wear a mask inside.
And Crystal, we saw the repercussion of that. What
happened? A little spike, small scene.
A small spike?
A little spike. But remember too, that Christmas spike was...
Because we had foreigners.
Different, no, that too. Well, a bunch of different things coming together to cause this spike. It was just not the fully vaccinated events. It was everybody in town shopping. You had people coming in from overseas, so there's a possibility that it came in. But we're not going on that road this morning, right? The protocols that were in place or not in place, they were not evident. All right? And I think that's the point. They were not evident at the event. Second thing, right? So you mentioned the protocol. Second thing, the place was too full. How it got to the point, or how it got to that stage where the venue was too full. How? You didn't have security. You didn't have anybody looking out to say, okay, this is too much people in this one area here. To say, okay, you know what? Worst case scenario, if something happens, there's insufficient places for you to leave. If something happens, if
You
a
said-
fight breaks out
Apparently, there's only one way in and one way out
of the venue itself,
of the venue.
that can't be. You can't have a venue with one way in and one way out. Fire exit.
That's what I'm saying.
Hazard.
So you have to go right back to the start. When planning a party, you have to look at all the pros and the cons of the party and where you're having it, the location. If you realize that your ticket sales were sold out by Friday, you should know, boy, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna change the venue? Am I gonna put extra bit of security in so that persons don't come? Because this is not the first instant. There was an instant where the same promoter had a boat ride and people started jumping on the boat when the boat was about to leave. So it's not
So
something
what
that
does
it's
that
not,
say
it's
now?
not it's not something that it's happening for the first time.
So what does that say now? This is the expectation with certain promoters.
Not necessarily the expectation, it's just that you're a bit irresponsible as a promoter. You're just looking at, hey, I'm gonna make some money. You know what, boy? I go and get the baddest party for the we come back. It has it actually is one of the biggest events I've seen from the videos for the year.
Well, we only joined for every match. We only match,
Yeah,
right?
well,
and
so
remember,
far,
we did
so
not
far.
have we
So
did
far
not
for the
have a
year.
lot of events,
And the
right?
other- the
remember,
other-
ministry locked down on some of the fully vaccinated events, although everybody else was everywhere else gallivanted. But that's
Yes.
besides the point. Again,
Yes. The thing is, it was approved by the Ministry of Health for you to have this event.
what capacity was approved?
Exactly. Because I'm very sure that they would not have allowed what transpired over
It's
the
supposed
weekend.
to be a certain percentage for fully
Exactly.
vaccinated
And
events.
then they had some requirements out that was stating that you have to have antigen tests and those stuff. Were those present? Because I can guarantee party did not have, because judging from the video, it looks like there was more than 500 people there.
How can you guarantee that the people who were on the inside did not do the antigen test?
Huh? What I'm saying is, did he have enough?
We don't know that.
Because we currently had a shortage of antigen tests there. I was looking for one a while back. And I
Well,
couldn't get
maybe,
it. So
maybe
probably
the
he imported
shortage
it.
was that
He
he
imported
took
it.
off.
Okay.
But remember,
True.
two different ways that you can get into that, You remember it's the vaccines and then the antigen tests.
Yeah.
So maybe it chose the other way. Right? Now, where were the police? Where was security? Who was monitoring the crowd to say this is too much?
Exactly, Crystal. That's what I'm telling you.
This is
When you-
out of control.
when
Who
you-
was monitoring the crowd?
When you plan a party, you're supposed to have all those things in place.
You're supposed to have all of them. The event should have never get to that point.
Exactly.
It should have never
So
get to
then-
that point.
You know who had to take a hit this morning? The security. But then again, probably promoters say, you know what? Nah, I think we're not plenty people. But who ensures, these things happen?
Even if you have one security officer or police officer, they should have enough power and insight to see this place is too crowded. You guys need to close the gates or something is gonna get out of hand.
And some of the stories that came out from the party, it's terms that they had a fight. Persons had to go underneath the stage to hide. Persons had to run up on the stage.
The 2x2 stage.
Well, I don't know. I don't know the description of the stage, but I wish I could have played the voice note that I got. And the lady who was speaking in the video, she sung like she was scared. It was like a
Of
horror
course.
movie. It was a horror movie.
Of course.
Persons were going down banks. Speaker was falling down on persons.
But how you, boy? I just can't imagine it either. You go to a fete to enjoy yourself, right? And you end up over a bank. People, who speaker? People investment end up over a bank because of what? That's ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous.
And I'm really wondering what the promoter is going to say about this. Because
Nothing.
just as I mentioned earlier, there was the incident with the Travis Scott in America where he had an event and persons died. If
10
that
people
was
died.
if that was the case this morning, how were we going to address it? How? Were you going to tell us, oh, sorry, these things happen? The thing is, this promoter has been doing events for for a very long time now. Even when I was going to college, he was doing events. And I've left college like 10 years now.
Oh, you old man.
Yeah.
You're growing up,
Yeah.
man. You're getting down or up in age.
And he has been doing these events for a very long time. You're supposed to have an idea now of your following. You know your reach. You know the current circumstances that we are facing in regards to being outside. Oh gosh, man. Put the proper things in place. Do the right thing.
I
Stop
have
jackass the thing.
I have a Lord Jesus. I have a question, right? For promoters that have gotten themselves into trouble, how do they go about getting permission for follow-up events?
That's
If
a
a
good-
promoter
that's-
gets in trouble
That's a good question.
today, you put off an event that is not safe for your patrons, right? And everybody knows about that. How do you, one, get people to come to your second fete? And two, how do you get permission to put off a second fete? Okay, so it happens a second time. How do you get an opportunity to do it a third time?
Man.
Okay, so it happens a third time. How do you get another opportunity
Crystal.
to do it a fourth time?
Come on, Crystal. Crystal, you know, it's a friend thing now in this place. It does. You
Who
make,
approves-
you make the right connections.
Who approves events?
You gotta be.
You have a history, you have a track record. Why are you still allowed to have events that are obviously putting people's lives at risk? Second question, right? If you are at a fit, first of all, there are some people who are claustrophobic, right? And up front, if they see a place that's too jam-packed, they are going to leave. If you see a place is packed to capacity, you could hardly move. What are you still doing there? I would have gone a long time. And I understand the area is either go down or you go up. After a while, videos were circulating with people in the road behind a bus. I don't know if the bus was parked or what. But people were excited to get outside. And I think that they capitalized on people wanting to do something. People want to go somewhere because they're just tired of being inside and they're glad for a fit. But at the same time, people's lives, people's safety. Now, your reputation tarnished. What are you going to do? As far as I see it, the people who approve these events going forward, you guys need to look at the track record. You need to look at the track record because you also hold a level of responsibility. I read comments, people saying they were getting shocked.
I have
How?
this is from someone who went to the party. This is what they're saying. So much people traveled so far to go to Cherry Hill. More than half didn't even know where they were going. You mean to tell me the promoter couldn't lock off the selling of tickets and bands? By Friday, tickets were sold out. Promoter couldn't look for a bigger venue or change it to a street jam. I don't care what y'all say. That was the height of greediness. Imagine a stampede in a place not even big like most community hard courts. People going over bank. You walk, you get shocked. People running on the stage where wires are. On a 2x4 stage, hundreds of people, they're frightened for their life. How much people gone over bank? And I know half of them couldn't move till morning clear. Now leaving this part is the most human stretchers me ever see in my life. Blood all over the place. It's the most bottle I ever walk on.
All
As
right.
I enter a party like how,
Most bottles, where do bottles come from? Isn't there a no glass bottle policy in place
come on, Crystal.
for all
Nobody ain't
events?
studying them things, man.
Oh, come on.
Nobody ain't studying
I
them
mean,
thing.
nobody.
They-
You see,
money-
and see,
money
that is
talk,
exactly,
nobody ain't studying them
that
thing
is
there.
exactly why we just get ourselves in trouble because
Nobody
nobody's
is-
studying them
nobody's
things there.
studying that.
You know, patrons
Nobody-
also need to study that too.
Nobody ain't studying that. You just get your drink. Once the drink selling, I'd okay. Sell the drink. Sell the drink.
Somebody said, boy, Cherry Hill was nice, big Bamsi and thing. I guess you left early.
As somebody say, hey,
But
money
too much little
talks.
children.
Money talks, Crystal.
It's ridiculous.
If you're pushing money in the right places, you get away with stuff.
It's ridiculous. You should not. You should not. Somebody could have get the dead. We could have been talking about a different thing this morning. We could have been making more reference to the Travis Scott concert
And
where
then,
10 people died.
what were you going to do? You're going to come and say, oh, sorry, these things happen.
Sorry
such
what?
and such is the case.
And you know,
You know what's
I
even
could go down into a small rant about health and safety.
before you go down in that. Before you go down in
No,
that.
I ain't going down in it this morning. I ain't going down in
But
it.
you know what's even what's hurting about this? We were here last week talking about carnival happening because they put out these teasers and stuff about carnival. How is this gonna affect our approach now to these events?
It is not.
I mean, it's not.
It
Come
is
on,
not.
because you have to put the proper things in place.
It is not.
It's gonna affect. It's gonna affect.
How?
It's gonna affect because the outsiders now who are looking in on this, they're gonna be like, "Oi, they don't have proper things in place. Should I really go to this
Man,
party?"
they're just gonna go to other fets by other promoters that they have more faith in. Story done.
Okay. Okay.
All
if you
right.
say so.
Story done.
But you don't realize, right? Is the fact that persons have been inside for so long. How you not sure that this could happen again? Are we gonna put things in place to address these issues? Because it's not the first time, Crystal.
Nope.
That's what I'm telling you. It's
That's
not
why
the
I
first.
ask you, the people
It's
who
not the
approve in
second.
the events, what are they going to do going
They don't-
forward?
They don't have time with that, Crystal.
And how come anybody was there to check up? Because I distinctly remember seeing the Ministry of Health say, hey, now, anybody who have any event and it's not approved and it's not this, that, and terror, we're going to shut it down. Okay, all right, cool.
You
No
see,
problem, no
I
problem, no
mentioned, I
problem.
mentioned the ambulance talk a while ago, and you tell me we are going to put ambulance there.
Yeah.
Someone is saying here in Jamaica, an ambulance have to be at every event along with H&S officials. So when promoters are budgeting for the party, they're supposed to budget for an ambulance as well.
That is in Jamaica. Jamaica
So-
probably has enough ambulances to
that-
spare an extra one.
That is the thing, Crystal. Sometimes we don't think it, but we could take these small pages out of these other countries' book and
the
apply
small
it here.
page, the small page you need to take out to the other country's book. Let we get an extra, 2 extra ambulances so that in the event or whenever we have an event, we got to have an extra one to put aside.
Crystal, you have to care about people. And
You-
that's the problem
I'm not
that we
saying
have
that
here.
you shouldn't care about people, but
We
what I'm
just-
saying, do we have the resources to do all of these things, to put all of these things in place for one event or 2
The-
or events on a whole?
We need to put it in place because we are having events continuously. So you have to invest in it. You
Who's
don't,
gonna
you
invest
don't
in it?
always wait until something bad
True.
happens
Okay,
to
fair
make.
point.
Right.
Fair point. Who's gonna invest
That's what I'm
in
saying.
it?
Promoters have to pay a percentage when they have a party. You either start up a fund to go directly to that to deal with that. Private ambulances, like someone just said it.
We have what?
Private
How many
ambulances.
private ambulances we got? 1, 2.
No, we have a few.
We have more. I think there's one. I know of one
Exactly.
business for
Right.
sure.
So we need to put things in place. Somebody is saying that this is just a 3-day start. They simply don't care about people who came out and supported them. And this is the problem we have in Anna.
Let me make a call to the promoter, waiting patiently for you to make a statement. Patiently for you to make a statement. Let
You-
me see if a statement will come out
You know
for
what
this
else
one
could
here.
happen? You saw that the one that happened with Travis Scott. And I'm using it because they're identical cases.
Similar.
Travis Scott got sued by some of these persons. Let's say everyone who got damaged in the event now decides to go and file a lawsuit against him. What is going to be the outcome? Oh, these things happen. I can't make it. Such and such is the case.
The event's supposed to be insured.
Is that being done? As you say,
We do a lot of
nobody-
things.
nobody-
We do a lot
nobody's
of
studying them
things
Crystal.
contrary to what is right in St. Vincent. and
It's
Grenadines.
all about making money.
You get away with a lot of things in SVG, just so that you can cut costs and you can make as much money as possible. Certain
It's
things
greed.
by the book you should be doing, but we don't do them because you can get away with it in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You think promoters will be doing some of the nonsense they're doing if they were not allowed to do that?
Exactly.
So who's supposed to put their foot down and say, listen, any event that promoters are having in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there needs to be this, there needs to be that, there needs to be terror. Okay, so you have it on the
Protocols,
books.
guidelines.
Okay, so you have it on the books.
If you don't meet
Now,
this requirement,
your FET gets shut down.
exactly.
Now, in addition to that, you need to have people who police these things. So you put things on paper, then you have the people who check up and make sure that these things are done properly.
Probably we just
We have
concerned
enough.
about
We have
having
enough.
a good time.
We have enough for that.
We just
You could get
focusing-
away.
we
You
just
can get away
focusing
with
on
a lot
having
of
good
things
time.
here.
We're just focusing on having a good time and not putting the things in place that actually matter. That's one of our issues here.
Sometimes we leave a lot of the responsibility on promoters When truth and in fact, you cannot depend on a promoter who's in it for the money
Wait.
to be responsible.
You said we put the responsibility.
We put a lot of responsibility on promoters to do the right thing,
Okay.
right? Truth and in fact, you cannot depend on them to be responsible
Okay then.
because they are looking at the dollar,
That is true.
right?
But you also
The
have
person above the promoters who gives the approval, who sets the protocols, who put rules in place. They're the ones who's supposed to be policing, quote unquote, setting a standard and making sure that whatever they put in place is being adhered to. So that you put aside, there's no room for us depending on promoters to be responsible because there's something in place to keep them accountable for the things that they do and do not do. All right.
someone is saying here the protocol is only in place for some, not all. Why is
Tone
that?
fit.
Why is that?
Tone fits.
Why is that?
Tone fits. Let we go. We have some more responses to read out. But when we come back, we got to take the final break of the hour right here on The Wake Up Call.
Somebody said they hear flogging a dead horse.
It's madness, I tell you.
And
What
say
we can say about that.
people complaining about who get damaged in the party. You have two choices. It's either you stay home or you go. Or you go. I'm not too sure. They kind of mix up there.
Okay.
Get damaged or what's not.
All right. So that was just one of two, right? Boy, a call coming in here, but oh gee. Whew, let me take it really fair. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Extreme family. Y'all have some very, very valid points, and especially the point with the ambulance thing. And Crystal, I agree with you to an extent too as well. Eh? We don't have the budget to supply our ambulance.
What's wrong with you, Max?
But,
Of course we had the budget.
no, but hey, I mean, like, we talk out the two sides of my mouth. But no, I agree with you. We had the budget because we spend the money on stupidness. So if we really care about the people, we would have put it in the budget. We don't have the, not have any budget doesn't mean we don't have the money. Because we budgeted on other foolishness. Just like you say, if the promoter can't afford insurance. And a lot of us like to compare things to other countries when it's convenient. But we're talking about our country of progress. The same energy the government put forth to make sure people protesting in the perimeters of the law. Why they don't put the same energy in something like that to make sure people are partying in the perimeters of the law. And the other side of it now, the people them who was at the party, we are human beings. So the promoters is definitely at fault. But the patrons also have to hold some kind of responsibility because we say we civilize. We say we civilize, but we acting in an uncivilized way where we crowd up. Like, come on, man.
Alcohol probably played a role in that too, yeah?
Okay, if you the problem child, if you can't remember problem child, if you can't handle people them rum, leave it alone.
Alright, cool.
If you can't drink rum, smoke a spliff and mellow out and relax and eat some chicken and chips when you feel hungry. You know what I'm saying? But we have a lot. We say we are a country of laws. Why we don't have a fire marshal checking the capacity of the venue that the country
True.
tax money is supposed to be paying for? Because when you have something of that magnitude, any kind of party could be a 2 people party, 100,000 people party. We're supposed to have fire marshal on hand, making sure the building and the venue is not past the capacity. Because now, if say for example, suffer decide to erupt at that moment, then what?
If suffering erupts, I think we'll have ample time to move out of there, Max.
No, I'm just saying, no. I like to think about worst case scenario, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. In the event suffering had erupt that night there, we think would happen. People would have get trampled, and Travis Scott is a perfect example. You know, using a big man. I don't know your name. What your name, man? Big man?
Crash
Crash with a K.
Yeah, Crash with a K.
Crash, okay, big up Crash. You know what I'm saying? We make some very valid points, but the question I want to put to people now, what we gonna do to prevent this happening next week? Nothing.
Exactly.
And we need to evolve our mentality from a reactive mentality to a proactive mentality. And when people talk about these things, people love to say we're doing nothing but pulling down, we're doing nothing about bad mind, but we're doing it for your own good and our own good and our children's own good.
Sure.
Criticism has to be taken constructively, and it's not a pull down thing. We want the promoter come and make $100,000 more, but we want you to make it in a safe manner because if people there and somebody sue you, Even when St. Vincent is not going to go nowhere now, because so in St. Vincent only one set of people are get paid and one set of people not getting paid. So we are no donkey to the wall in 11 and St. Vincent is on the top of that list. So, but we have to party in a safe manner, man. Everybody want to go outside. We eager, we mentally frustrated, but oh God, people, let me just try party in a safe manner. And if you place too crowded, just party. Don't fling your way too far. Fling it a little bit so it won't put up on crystal and chill on crystal. If you're getting a Legoing thing, you know. But yeah, man, in good topic.
Yes,
And
sir.
we just have to just try to learn from it and go family jet, because it's very alarming, to be honest.
All right. Thank you so much, Max. Have a good one. All right, so we gotta go. We really gotta go right now, all right?